Well, looks like I have to do another live as Rempel Garner gets on a soapbox and starts talking about this coming banning of X before the next election and that you should all vote conservative because they're going to protect your freedom of speech and have access to all these expression, these social media platforms. However, it's not the truth at all. And in fact, Rempel just a year ago was on the bandwagon, only changing now since Trump's election. And in fact, she was running against Pierre Poilievre with a liberal cuck known as Peter MacKay, and then another Toronto-based Ontarian for leadership, basically a liberal, pink Tory to the extreme, if not, in fact, a full-blown Tory. That is Rempel. Albertans don't want to believe it. They don't want to believe it, but we're going to go through the entirety of Elon Musk's Twitter, X, formerly known as Twitter. We're going to go through what Canadian politicians think about him, what your crown politicians from all parties think of him, Donald J. Trump, all of it. We have to stop doing this. We have to stop grabbing the crown, bringing it to me and going, hey, this crown politician, they're warning us about this. We got to vote the other way because they're going to do this. And it's like, I'm sorry, but the entirety of the crown is corrupt in Canada. If you can't figure that out, you're really lost. You're really lost. Our movement is for Canada, the 51st state, the only and final solution that presents us today. Is that the only solution forever? For the foreseeable future, it is. And it's why I've changed and transitioned into this. If I saw a political will or way forward other than this, I would pursue it. I didn't abandon everything I'm working on and have been working on for years for no reason. Doors close, other doors open. And some of these doors have never been opened before. This has never been opened before. But we're going to go through it. I want you all to know the truth. You choose to accept it. It's painful truths. I will never get popular. I'll never be explosive because Canadians love to be lied to. They really do. And then they get mad at me. And I know it's a wave. I ride waves in the ocean. No, you're a horrible asshole. We hate you. We hate you. And it's like, I just told you the truth. And then 3-4 years later, they find out that truth epically. And, sometimes they come back. Most times they do not. But that's okay. We get new people. Some stay silently, always looking for some other reality to be done for them. It's never going to happen. But this is epic, explosive. I have to hit it because I can see all in my part. We're just getting clobbered. Everybody's spilling. I remember Corey Morgan said that to me. It's like herding cats. That's how hard it is to try to fight the system because you've got left to right narrative and everyone in between literally working for the crown, whether knowingly or not. They fall for the propaganda and lies. Like they're just a sponge to the crown. The crown told me. It's like you say you want to take the shackles off, but every time you start working towards it, as soon as the shackles come along, you're the first to put your hands out, shackled, bend over, and let them pull down your pants. I hate to be derogatory and all of it, but that's what Canadians are. I've known this for many, many years, and that's why we have to go through this. So we're going to go through it as it really is. Let people fall off, people get angry. I only ever give the truth of it as it really is. If there was something else, I would be pursuing that. If you could convince me, that you can trust this person, I would do it. You can't trust any of these people. The crown is evil. They can call it conservative, liberal, NDP, Green, Bloc, People's Party of Canada. These people sold their souls. All the provincial counterparts sold their souls the day they got into this system that turns them that way in a very, very short amount of time. And they become, I'm special, I'm better than all of you, you all exist to serve me, I feed you as many lies as I can, and we're going to go through that as it really is. I don't know how many of these I'm going to have to do on my Friday here, but probably quite a bit because I'm still not feeling very well, but it's okay. So I bring this one back, Truth of Independence, Statehood, Canada, the 51st state. There's Donald J. Trump, adamant, President of the United States, Canada, the 51st state. That's all they're going to do. There's our party, Party of the Canadian Constitutionalists, for Canada-wide statehood, according to Donald J. Trump's offer, according to the invitation and the legal means through the Constitution of the United States of America. More than 238 years old, 1787 to 2025. Cross our T's, dot our I's, work in the crown system to break the crown to see this end. The only offer. Okay? No lies, no secrets, nothing held back. This is for all Canadians. So first thing here, yes, Michelle Rempel's right. But this is the Anti-Hate Network. Know them very well. You'll find many stories about me, the racist pervert, targeted. And these guys are not just one party. They're a political entity. They work with the Liberals. They're founded and basically through the NDP, who are very strong in BC, getting very strong in Alberta, even had power in Alberta. Albertans are easily able to flip this way, same with British Columbia. These folks in this political narrative that says that we're all racist, the filthy, low, degenerate subjects, you're all racist, but not the Crown. The Crown is good. So they are the ones trying to get the platform X, formerly known as Twitter, removed. They've even got a parliamentary signature drive. They're not going to get it done. Tyree, a British Columbia NDP stronghold media, communist, absolute. Here it is. X threatens our democracy. Canada should ban it. The risks of election interference, misinformation, attempt to support U.S. takeover are too great. So now I'm the enemy, right? Like I said, you will find with the Anti-Hate Network and this group, tons of media on me, all made up. They've even got very socialist American groups on this, all to do with communism, inequality of the person, all of that they don't want a we the people republic system. So it's true, right? But it's not per se a political party, and we're going to get into that. They're all involved in this. So your Supreme Court of Canada moved away from X in a farewell post to its 45,000 subscribers. King's Court is no longer on X. They're the only Supreme Court in the entire world that is not found on X because Canada does not recognize the United Nations Security Council. They left the jurisdiction of the International Court of Justice, and they don't want to follow international binding law. This is your crown. This is the highest court of Canada that you're under. All of you are under. So when people say they want to make a Western Canada or an Alberta independence or all these other narratives, realize your court is gone. Conservative, liberal, NDP, any of it, they are gone. They are off of international law. They're off of social media in any way, shape, or form that has anything to do with linking them to international binding law. Just so everybody knows what's magic about X and what would destroy me forever. It would probably lead me to just drop everything and go to the United States and claim asylum at that point. As shameful and sucky as that is, but that's what will happen if X was banned in Canada. And me as a Canadian subject, I'm not on it, because at that point I have to make a decision. It's violence, which puts you in prison in an authoritarian regime because you don't have access as a UN dues-paying member. The only right you have, it's the only check and balance Canadians have against Canada and its political system. in its entirety. That means executive, legislative, judicial. That this is serious stuff here, folks. So they're gone. They don't want to be anywhere near the United Nations Security Council or actual binding international law. They won't go that way. They are League of Nations. They're King's Court. And they don't recognize any human rights, none whatsoever. You have lost the Supreme Court of Canada. Not that we ever had it. And I can go back to the 90s. I can go back and take you to Brian Mulroney. Doesn't matter if it's conservative or liberal. No. They have thrown away so many international binding laws on human rights. Civil and human rights. And Canadians don't want to see this. Your Supreme Court is gone. It never was. Very limited. Very limited. I've done that video. I went to the Parliament of Canada. I just showcased this before Christmas. Went and showed the stone that me and Ian went to. We show the fraudulent stone of a Queen Elizabeth who couldn't possibly have been queen at that time because the stone's a forgery. The original stone that's almost faded by King George VI tells you everything, but yet they restamped a new stone to basically pull a fraud on all of you. That's how bad we are in Canada. And again, is Michelle Rempel a hero in all this? Well, this is the petition that's going to the government of Canada, whereas the social media platform X does not. I'm going to try and blow that up for you all, sorry. So this is the current petition. I don't believe in petitions. So the social media platform X does not perform adequate moderation of hateful expression such as Nazi ideology and fails to prevent the spread of disinformation and misinformation. So let's start there. Canada saluted Nazis. The entire parliament got up and hailed a Nazi who served in the Nazi party, a Canadian like so many brought to Canada, never dismembered, never redesigned. And Canada saluted him and tried to pull that on all of you. But that they're telling you that social media platform X is the Nazi, not your Canadian politicians. We need to ban it so you don't have any access to the United Nations Security Council. Then they go, Canada's government need to prevent foreign interference given recent reported instances from China, Russia, and India. And what does USA say about that? Russia and China are UNSCP 5 members. While they have trade problems, Russia's not the enemy. China, we work with. Why wouldn't they? Why is India that got independence from UK. China that got independence from UK. Why is UK and France not listed here? Where the real foreign interference is coming from? The real drug trade in China and India. In what? Hong Kong. And you can all look that up. Where's Hong Kong from? Oh yeah, the British Empire. British stolen asset from China that's now back in Chinese custody. And what about India? Oh yeah, we were Emperor of India, where we grew fields of poppies for opium and heroin. For over 200 years, selling that around the world under our crown. But it's okay. The foreign interference is those countries, not the regions that are guilty of it, created by the British Empire, infused by Canada and all your parliamentarians. And all your premiers too, by the way. So that's what I'm saying. As X's owner, Elon Musk spent more than 200 million USD as a private citizen helping Donald Trump's presidential campaign, potentially circumventing our political donation rules. Our political donation rules, right? What does an American election have anything to do with Canada's election rules? And how dare Canada say that apparently Canada has say over the United States? We look at all the polling companies during the last presidential election, 3 of them in the United States owned by Canada, and 3 more by the UK, 1 by France. France, UK, Canada. Talk about foreign interference in an election, and Elon Musk stood against that. And he ran his own program, right? And apparently Canada says, you circumnavigated Canadian laws on elections. It's supposed to be crown. It's supposed to be crown. How dare you have equality of the person and make your own decisions? We only recognize you, Elon Musk, as a second-class citizen, a subject of Canada. That's the citizenship Elon Musk remains with in Canada. A subject. They're saying, subject Elon Musk, you didn't have the authority to do that, and you have breached your subjugation, your oath of allegiance to the crown. You swore to be Canadian when we brought you from South Africa. You broke it. That's why they want his citizenship revoked, because Elon is behaving as an American equal citizen. Equal rights to do what he wills as a citizen. That's against the law in Canada. If you're a subject, which he is, he has Canadian citizenship. This is why they're going after his citizenship. As X's owner Elon Musk attended and supports Germany's far-right party, AfD, that got elected, demonstrating significant risk of his influence on increasing anti-Semitism and extremist ideologies impacting social media platform X and how information is shared through it. Folks, AfD won the election. It is not legally possible in Germany for any party to develop any socialist, fascist principles, none whatsoever. They are redesigned in the highest laws of their land. No political party can do that, or they'll be put in prison. So AfD doesn't do that. They don't do that. Nobody does, because in Germany, you'll be arrested and thrown in prison and charged at the highest laws of the Constitution of Germany. It's clearly laid out, an unamendable, you hearing me? An unamendable inclusion in the Constitution imposed by who? Russia, USA, and China in the 1945 dismemberment and redesign of Germany. Your Canadian politicians all are lying. So now we're going to move on to what Michelle Rempel Garner is telling you. So here it is. Here's the e-petition, right, on the Parliament of Canada, initiated by Dong Tai Pham from Toronto, Ontario, a Liberal, foreigner, made Canadian just a few years ago. But in Canada, doesn't matter what your roots are or how long you've been Canadian. Once you have that oath of allegiance and you're a Canadian citizen by swearing the oath of allegiance to the crown, you're in. You can run. You can be an MP. You can take over all kinds of powers away from Canadians, like all the other socialist and fascist politicians. So he initiated it. It's running through. Many are trying to pull that through. And of course, they're backed up by all the communists, all the socialist and fascist crown dictators, all weffers, right? All from the League of Nations, at the Palace of Nations, all the NGOs, globalists, and communists. So I'm going to bring you back in time. So Michelle Rempel's telling you, oh no, I love Elon Musk. I love Elon Musk. Well, Michelle Rempel I've known for many years. I used to work for her, in fact. I used to help her with research all the time. I was in a van at work, and all of a sudden the phone rings on speaker in the van, and I'm with all these Boilermakers, and they're all shocked. It's Michelle Rempel. Dave, can you call me? I need your help. Right? This is a few years back, right? Very pathetic. I was at Suncor Petro-Canada, but everyone was shocked, like, that's Michelle Rempel. I'm like, yeah, I know. I don't help her anymore because she's a turncoat. She's a crown. And I've moved beyond these pieces of shit, really. But this is her subtrack. You can look at the bottom. I'm just going to scroll. I want you guys to all see the date of that. April 11th, 2023. Remember what was going on there and who she backed? Liberal candidate from Toronto. Total pink Tory, if not absolute Liberal. Apparently, Michelle Rempel folded like a paper. But it's okay. She's not like that. So I want you to see this. They didn't want you to read this. A reckoning between content creators, consumers, and the middlemen is upon us. This is Michelle Rempel. You have to understand my crown, my crown. Today she tells you all this. So this is her words, her publication. You can all look this up. And I just gave it to you. Easily found now because you have it. After months of chest thumping over how his acquisition of Twitter would turn the microblogging site into a bastion of free speech, Twitter CEO Elon Musk reversed course. It turns out that when the chips are down in Elon's Twitter land, it's free speech for me, not for thee. Michelle Rempel, angry. I want my crown to be put out there. She was mad too, right? For roughly a 48-hour period over the weekend, Elon Musk's Twitter aggressively suppressed the publication of links to content posted on the popular newsletter platform Subtrack, which is her. And remember, she's liberal and she's going through like, you're claiming rights to international law that aren't true. And Elon is an American. He suppressed all of her liberal propaganda. It's liberal conservative propaganda crap. So this is her more than a year and a half ago. Okay, everybody? The move was viewed so draconian that it prompted prominent independent journalist Matt Taibbi, who just weeks ago collaborated with Musk on releasing the so-called Twitter files, to call Musk out and abandon Twitter. It's easy to brush off Musk's decision as yet another example of increasingly erratic CEO mercurial management style, but Twitter's suppression of Subtrack articles is part of a broader movement in the media to use censorship as a lazy way to preserve corporate profit instead of innovating to solve foundational business problems. Like becoming the crown, right? Like throwing away America quality of the person. Elon wouldn't do it. And he wouldn't give these autocrats free reign of terror to put their propaganda on the space. He said, nope, we're going to create what? AI? We're going to have an AI to myth bust all your stuff. And anything that doesn't fit in with what's actually there or what's reality of international law and laws of the United States is toast. Like her bullshit is going to be toast, right? And it didn't censor media. In fact, we all know that Twitter is the last of media censoring platform, right? But she says there was. So she said in suppressing her Subtrack content, Musk did the same thing the Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is doing to Canadians more broadly via controversy bills C11, C18, regulating the type of contents Canadians will or won't see. All that's bullshit. That's her words. In this information age, technology should be able to have access to more diverse sources of information, not less. More diverse sources, meaning more Oxford, less American Webster's. And Elon is an American. Twitter's registered in the United States under Webster's. And it's not America's fault. Canadians are taught definitions that aren't based in any law, history, or truth. And your crown wants that to be published openly, and we're going to propagate Americans? That's not going to happen. And she got told off. And now apparently Michelle Rempel's back as a strong conservative, totally for free speech, totally for all of it. But here she is just a year ago slamming him. So she says, take Musk's Twitter, for example, having largely failed to address instability problems that plague the site. The value of Musk's Twitter has reportedly dropped, staggering 50% in 2 months, as user traffic and thus advertising revenues waned on bot-infested, harassment-fueled platform. He's fixed a lot of it. It's still there. Sure, there's bots. I know the problems of it, but all international sources of ambassadors, courts, everything are there. All international organizations, the phonies, the WEF, the WHO, all those guys, they're highlighted there. And it highlighted what's wrong with Michelle Rempel and her government. That's what she's really upset about and was upset about. And it's funny today, she says, oh, I'm totally against it. Oh, I'm highlighting the Liberals and NDP, which are what she says they are. But so is she, and she proved that a year and a half ago. So now apparently because her Liberal candidate lost, she's now back to being true blue, dark blue, and Canadians, especially Albertans, will forget and forgive all of this. I can tell you that Donald J. Trump and Elon Musk don't. They know all this. You don't think Musk doesn't know all of it? He knows absolutely all of it. He removed this woke system from his platform, all of that which is infested from colonial empires, people who are forced into subjugation. That's not a part of Twitter's sell or feature. And these people get highlighted there and they don't like it, right? And she was just as eager when she was promoting all of her propaganda and baloney to remove Twitter entirely. But now that she has her position back with CPC and they're facing a win and she might get herself another ministerial position, oh, she's going to pretend she's something completely different, right? It's normal for someone to flip from dark blue to staggering pink back to dark blue in under a year's time, right? That's normal for Canadians. Oh, it's normal. People completely remove all morality, all of everything they've believed in apparently for the last 10 years and go 180 degrees the other way. Oh, and then flip back again when it doesn't work out. And then now that Elon's sitting there with Trump and in government and has a place and a position, oh, now she champions him, right? Oh, no, it was different. I was only telling you what you wanted to hear when the Democrats were in power. And I thought my party was going to win a massive landslide. Then I was against all of this. But now I'm right back to where I was, because now I think we have a chance to get back. And I'm going to tell you what you want to hear, not what I actually said and did and what I promoted just a little over a year ago today. But apparently all these people are forgetting. And like I said, I tagged one woman who's trying to put that in Canada, the 51st state page. I made this video just for her and all the other ones requesting to promote Michelle Rempel's video, that she is a liar, a fraud, a flip-flopper, just like Daniel Smith, just like all the rest, because all they care about, Canadians, is their crown. Like I said, I can't make this up. And again, it all comes back to Donald J. Trump, current president of the United States. He has one message for you all. Canada, the 51st state, and he's going to go to war with your crown federally and provincially. He has been, it continues, we're in it right now, day after day, week after week, month after month, and people are going to go to all kinds of narratives. They're going to weaken you, manipulate you, trick you, and say, oh, no, don't follow that guy, come with us. Don't follow Donald J. Trump. Don't listen to Donald J. Trump. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Canadians? Oh, well, we have a different... We're going to get it this way. We're going to get that way. Even though in 158 years since Canada was founded, 1867, as the country it is today, it's never changed. That somehow it's going to change this time. Not all the other attempts over many decades, in fact, going all the way back to 1885 by violent means. And I don't see for a second any Albertan or any Western Canadian locking and loading, going to go bum rush into Parliament or legislature by violent overthrow. I don't think any of you have it in you. I think it's long been beat out of you since 1885, and I think it's all propaganda, rhetoric, as I've seen myself in running a majority for such things, even with the legal path. And still Canadians throw that away. No. I'm going to go with the different... Oh, no, I trust this politician now. Oh, no, they've converted. They're with us now. You mean like all the other flip-flopping they do to hijack you, to get you, and then they rope you right back into the crown, which is done every single time, every single example. If they aren't out there today saying Canada, the 51st state, according to Donald J. Trump's offer, they're not going to deliver you shit but pain, punishment, sanctions, and trade embargoes. That's where all these other roads lead to, no matter what. Look at that flag of Canada. America, Canada, all of it. Donald J. Trump is not going to compromise. He's not going to do anything outside of his mandate as president. There is one solution. Canada, the 51st state. And you can keep running to all the elected. appointed, or those who are flip-floppers to the extreme, who are, oh, I'm for independence, but I've joined the party in power, I'm in with the crown now, I have a different vision, or I believe in Western Canada concept, but I've been doing all these other things for all these other political actors to keep you in Canada. You can't trust any of these people, especially when they have a track record of getting paid by government affiliation, where the crown paid them to give you a narrative. Literally, some of these people just 2 months ago, oh, but today they're going to do something different. They're going to convert the president. They're going to meet with the president. They're going to change the president's direction. No, they're not. The United States bends for nobody. They have a history since World War II, cemented in common law, meaning law of precedent. This is what they do. This is how they do it. And they'll be damned if anybody else is going to tell them how they're going to do it, or you'll do what I say. Again, if you don't know America, nobody tells America what to do. This is your offer. This is your path. And no matter what your politicians say, elected, appointed, formers who are trying to regroup and build something new, if they're trying to go through the crown process without going through binding international law, or trying to usurp the president and make a new narrative that he does not support clearly, there's a problem here, folks, and you've got to wake up to it. Share, share, share. Get the video out there. Keep hitting me with it. It's okay. It slows us down quite a bit. It wastes time, but I know it's hurting cats. I've always known this. And no, I won't be doing individual Q&A for people. A lot of people messaging me. I make these videos. It's your job to share them, your job to watch them. Learn the truth as it is, as the actions have happened. Thanks. That's my video.